Ciao guys, welcome back to the ARTFUL podcast. It's Matteo, your host. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment down below. Let's grow this art community together. And no further ado, let's go on with a new episode. Hi.
Hi, Matteo. Good. Awesome. Thanks for having me. I'm a bit excited, a bit nervous as well, actually.
That's okay. That's okay. Just easy chat between two artists. Are you actually on your studio, or is your house, office, everything?
Yeah. I came here. Actually, I grew up in on the countryside, northern Germany, and I
Okay.
came here to Braunschweig to study visual communication.
All right.
Yeah, and I kind of like stuck here, but yeah, as a student, I worked to a company, and I'm still there, and now I'm a managing director since 2020.
Oh, amazing, amazing.
And the
Is there
company,
anything related to art, or is that just completely different?
it's design. Actually, I'm a designer. I'm not an
Okay,
artist.
great.
It's just, yeah, I'm actually a designer and I'm not an artist. I paint, but yeah.
I know. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's all you need to be an artist, to be honest. You
I
need
don't know.
the drive to do it. So it's you definitely are an artist. I saw your works and they look amazing. Um,
Thank you. Sure.
um, so in this new episode of the ARTFUL podcast, we have Andreas. I saw your paintings on Instagram, as most of the artworks I see lately, it's all online. And I was really interesting to talk about your portrait, because a passion of mine, it's a portraiture, and that's what I love to paint, what I love to do. So I'm always interested to talk about artists, about portrait and painting, especially with oil, as yeah, that's what you mostly do, right?
Yeah. Actually, I started this painting with oil was always on my to-do list for life, on my bucket list. And well, this pandemic thing, this kind of made me try it actually.
Amazing.
I don't know. I don't know if I would have tried it without the pandemic. It was in 2021
That's
when
great.
I
That's great.
yeah.
It's even more. It's interesting to even see that side of art and be an artist in itself. Like it doesn't have to be, when I interview like a professional artist, as we call it.
Yeah.
Um, and then people, they just love to do it, and that's interesting to understand why people need to paint and why people need to be creative. So
Yeah.
it's I think during the pandemic, a lot of people
A
tried
lot.
stuff. Yes,
It
yes.
really is. I met a lot of people online who just started like me, with the passion and the bucket list actually. And
Yeah.
I actually I found I follow on Instagram a painter called AJ Alper. I don't know if you know him, but
No, not
he
familiar.
with a few of his paintings, he just suggested a platform, an app called Museum by Sketchy. And this
Oh,
is a platform where people can upload their private photos in order to get painted. Well, just there is
I
some
see,
hobby
I see.
artists, and then, yeah. So I really can recommend that, because this made me actually do it, because yeah, there is tons of
Yeah, you have
amazing
an
reference
infinite
photos.
portraits
Yeah,
to paint. Yeah, I can
yeah,
see
and
it.
it's legal, it's not
Yeah,
it's
you're
kind
not
of.
stealing anyone image.
Yeah, and all the artists who were there, they're very, very encouraging, actually, very
Amazing.
kind, very so I really recommend that
Like a
platform.
nice community of
It
artists.
is
That's good.
indeed.
That's
Yeah.
good. Let's start from the beginning.
Mhm.
If you can introduce yourself, like a little bit of your
Yeah.
background,
Y-
why even design, like if you want to talk about your studies in designs and stuff like that, and then
mhm.
we go from there.
Okay, my name is Andreas Liss, and yeah, as I told, I'm living in Braunschweig, Germany, and I studied visual communications at the Braunschweig University of Arts. But actually my main focus while this study was illustration. So actually, I was always drawing and painting, and I've been drawing and painting my whole life. But yeah, it kind of like, well, it kind of like got away from me when I was finished with the design studies. I started working for the company, and yeah,
Yeah,
it was just,
life.
yeah, life came in the way, and I've only been drawing into my little tiny sketchbooks, which was
Hmm.
nice. But yeah, so the months of home office during the pandemic kind of made me change that. So
Amazing. Amazing. What was
yeah,
I like to explore what was the feeling that you were like, because you could have started to do anything, but obviously there
yeah,
was always in back of your mind, you wanted
yeah,
to do some art, you wanted to do some
yeah.
drawings and paintings. What was the feeling like? What was the push of,
Mhm.
um, I want to, like, I need to do it now. Of
Yeah.
I have the opportunity to do it, and I'm not gonna
Well,
miss it.
yeah. Maybe it's a bit of a midlife crisis. Maybe, could be actually. But as I've been painting all my life, and as I grew up in a very rural community
Hmm.
back in the 80s, 90s, I was when I was a teenager, I was quite shy and introvert, and I always had some like a crush on somebody, of course. And actually, this midlife crisis thing is not that, it's I do have a little tiny crush on anybody I'm painting. I'm obviously, if you noticed, I'm only painting women, which is a bit
Yeah,
creepy, right?
I saw that.
Yeah, it is a bit creepy, sure. But this is what I love to do. This is yeah. So I'm very fascinated, obviously, by beauty, and I don't know these people. I try to do a few portraits of people do know, but I'm I don't like it because it
Ah,
puts me under stress because I'm never too happy with what I do. I'm never too happy
if
with
you
the
know the
painting at the
person.
end. Always,
Ah.
even if I don't know the person. But especially if I do know the person,
There is
and
that, you
if I
feel
know
that
how they
pressure
really look like, yeah,
of
yeah.
representing them. Ah, I see, I see.
No,
Because
I
for
see
me,
the pressure of similarity, the likeness. The likeness
ah, okay.
is I never reach the likeness as I want to. Never ever.
Mm. For me, it's completely opposite. Like I need to have the
Mm.
connection for me to paint. I cannot paint if I don't know the person. Well, obviously I can, the technical wise, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like, if I want to take seriously, like the painting seriously, like for a series of portrait of whatever project, like I need to
yeah,
know the person. I need to have the connection. The fact that for you it's the opposite. If you if you have the connection, you feel
yeah,
more pressure.
yeah, a lot.
That's super interesting. That's
Yeah,
super interesting.
and maybe as a well, referring to being a teenager, and actually, it's the teenager in me still, the one who's painting. It is like somehow it's like making a connection to somebody I totally don't know. This is yeah,
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 I can see why. I can see why, because you might create like your own story in your mind about this person, and you just fantasize about it and why you're painting. I can see why, it could be a starting point for you to do so.
yeah,
And I can see why there's more pressure, obviously, when you know the person,
indeed.
because you don't wanna, yeah, you don't wanna mess their face up.
Yeah, that's it.
It's pretty straightforward, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So how do you usually um start? Like, how do you usually is your routine? Like, how do you start the painting? How what's your process? If it's a classic way of using old portrait, or if you do some sort of different things.
I think I've started quite random actually. Um, and my process always kind of changes. Nowadays, it's like I do the gesso and acrylic
Mm.
preparing part, which also does count to the process. I like to do that. It's
Mm.
yeah. And I'm using now the Zorn palette from Anders Zorn,
Yeah.
just like basically just white, red, blue, ochre, and I add a bit blue. But yeah, yeah, it's still quite random how I start, but I go very early into details, which is actually not good, which I know.
Ah.
For I don't know why, but I kind of like painting noses. I don't know why. This is at an early stage. I start detailing the nose, tip
Ah, I see.
for
I
whatever
see.
reason.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's always something. For me, I guess it's my eyes and stuff. And I guess if I want to pick something during the portrait, while doing the portrait, I fixate on the eyes.
Oh,
Yeah, depends. I
yeah.
guess, yeah. For you it's nose, and
Well,
from there.
eyes worry me a lot. Eyes are frightening to paint actually,
Mm.
because even well, especially if there are two eyes seen. This the second eye moment. I heard that term from another painter, and I exactly know what he means. Yeah, this is. I think eyes is quite something scary. So nose is safe terrains for me somehow.
Same
I don't
thing
know
for
why.
you. Okay, and then
Yeah,
you just apply oil paint on gesso canvas
yeah.
straight forward, right?
Yeah,
I see.
I start with the a bit of what is it, white spirit, of course, like
Hmm.
fat over lean, of course, and then I rarely use linseed oil in the end because I paint. Well, I think I paint quick. It's not as quick as I would like it to be, but painting takes like 2 or 3 hours on average.
Oh, okay.
So it's always alla prima. I'm a bit impatient, of course, and then yeah, I'm always curious about the next painting as well. Actually, when I'm
Hmm.
painting, I'm all in on that painting, but when I think I'm done, I'm not interested in it too
You're
much.
done. You go for, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I relate to that. I relate to that. There's just that moment of like, yeah, I want to move on. I don't want to. I spend too much time on you. Like two
yeah,
weeks for you. It's a lot. I need to do something else. I
yeah,
relate to that. Yeah, yeah. There are some people they take like ages and I don't know, like months and stuff like. And
yeah,
for
yeah,
me, yeah, for me
yeah,
it's not like that. What does so how you select the subject? Because for me that's super interesting, because obviously even for me, uh, obviously when if I paint people that I know mostly,
yeah,
it kind of like close the circles of who I can paint. But for you,
yeah,
it can be like literally like you have 7 billion people to paint.
yeah.
So it's
Obviously,
how
yeah,
do you pick that person? How do you pick the subject? What does it draw you to the person to paint?
yeah. There are actually two ways. Um, I'm still using the reference photos from the app, the Museum by Sketch app,
Mm-hmm.
and this depends on, of course, how's the light, how's the contrast in it, how's the angle, and I do have a few muses there which I paint quite regularly
Mm.
because I do know there is just
It's just a
the
connection.
fantasized connection, but there
Mm.
is to me there's this connection, and
Mm.
I'm always happy if they like the painting in the end. Um, most do, hopefully. um, but I also get follower requests
I
if I
see.
can do painting. So sometimes they don't have too many images on their account, so but I'm still able to pick some. Some send me
New
photos which
photos.
are yeah. So always looking for a good light, of course. Always yeah, the light
Mm.
is the thing. I need
Yeah, yeah,
contrast.
of
I
course.
need to build up something 3D, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I see. I see. That's that could be a long process to pick um the right person to
yeah.
paint.
Well, it's
And
part of the fun, actually.
mm,
I can scroll through this app for hours and looking for a good reference
s-
photo, and it's
so
part
and
of the
then
process.
usually you have like a way to contact them and show them how and like what you did, or it's like they just upload picture and they cannot.
They just upload. Some of them don't even see what I do because
Ah, okay.
they don't check. I don't know why, but actually they should get some notification message or whatever. But some of them don't even see what I do. Some of them publish their Instagram account on the platform,
So you
so I
can
can
contact.
contact. Yeah, so I which I normally do. Um, yeah,
I
and
see.
tag
I
them
see.
in the portrait.
That's interesting. I need to go see this up. Like it
Yeah.
sounds it sounds fun to
It's
use.
amazing, and it's free. It's totally free. So
That's great. That's
yeah,
great.
yeah,
So you pick the subject, you start your painting, and you said that when you feel like it's done, is that a moment when, or is it just an emotional decision that you decide that the painting is done, or usually you have like
Mhm.
steps that when your painting is finished?
I know I do know that I do paint too long on a painting.
Mm.
I should stop earlier. I don't know why. This is a bad habit actually. I want to do
Mm.
the whole background full color and up to the corners. I don't know why. Doesn't make sense. But this is then the end for me if I,
Mm.
yeah, covered the whole surface with paint, which
Hi.
I know it's
I see.
um
And some I saw as well that you have like a pretty big social media, and then you started like you have this page of with your paintings.
yeah,
How was the process? Did do you like, first of all, if using like social media and stuff like that? Most of artists, they don't really do. It's something that it's kind of scary sharing every time what you do,
yeah,
and so people usually artists are pretty introverts and stuff like that, so they don't really like to share like that.
yeah,
But obviously then if you have like a successful page like yours, um
kind of.
how was yeah, well, yeah, in your little word,
Yeah, in my
it's
tiny,
pretty
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
So
yeah,
how was the process, and
yeah,
would yeah, if you want to share
yeah,
the thing of social media in the
yeah.
artwork.
Actually, it's overwhelming to me in my tiny little world that I get so much response and so much
Mm,
nice words and comments. And I started posting my stuff in August 2029, and it took me months to think about it if I really want to do this because as you know, my paintings as they are, it's quite intimate thing. It's a quite
mm,
personal thing, and it is a bit creepy, of course. But after being encouraged by so many artists on the platform, I thought, yeah, what the heck, why not?
yeah.
And yeah, and then in 2021 August, when I did that, it felt very odd, of course, because it felt like something which shouldn't be there and public and, and this is something really private. I'm painting in sketchbooks most of the time, by the way,
Mm,
which really suits me because this is some yeah, intimate process, and it belongs in a sketchbook in my shelf and my cupboard, whatever. So it felt really odd, but yeah, I'm overwhelmed with reactions, and it's actually maybe this drives me to, of course. Actually, I always thought it would be totally fine if I paint just for myself, and if
mm.
I'm happy with the result, that's it. I'm fine with it. But actually, yeah, somehow I kind of like it, that reaction thing. I didn't know that. This is
Yeah, yeah.
still new,
Yeah, I
and
mean, like, yeah, the
yeah,
positive, yeah,
yeah,
encouragement. It's nice to receive, and especially when you do some
it is.
stuff like art, and it's really personal.
Well,
So
kind of.
it's appreciate.
Um, I'm actually a bit disappointed that I like this so much, this
Mm,
response, because I thought I should be fine with myself, and if I like it, it's good, and if not, it's okay because nobody will ever see it. So I'm a bit irritated, at least
I see.
about how much fun I have with this Instagram stuff. But yeah, but still,
Why do you feel
yeah.
like why you feel like that? Why um does it
I,
drive you on like, oh, maybe I'm doing this for other people now and it's
a
not for
bit,
me
yeah.
anymore? Okay.
I question, of course, I do question a bit, why am I doing this? Is it because I love to paint, which is the main reason, or is it because I want to post something and
Mm.
hope somebody likes it? But up till now, I still can say if everybody, if everything shuts down, and or if my account gets hacked, it wouldn't stop me from painting. So I'm quite happy
Yeah,
still with
there
that.
is a hanker there of the passion. Yeah, I see, I
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
Um, and so did you ever exhibit and
No,
like in
not
public and
yet.
stuff? Okay.
Not
Do
yet.
you have a desire to do so?
I will actually at
Okay.
the end of the year. But there's one a guy I know from Instagram. he actually, he lives around the corner. I've never met him,
Oh,
but we
right.
kind of like met online on Instagram, and he told me that he knows where I can exhibit for like free, and he asked if I can do it, and then he made the contact, and then so they kind of like invited me to do that. But it's a tiny thing. It's not even in
Yeah,
rooms.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's
I
in a
mean, yeah,
window. It's in
everybody
a window.
starts from there. It
Yeah,
just it's just like literally it's really curious for me that this because that's what every artist starts, like professional artist starts. It's from the passion. It's from the okay, I want to do it for myself. And
yeah,
then when you decide to do that jump of become a professional artist, it kind of like loses a little bit. It becomes like more like a job. It becomes more like, oh, I need to do this for
yeah,
exhibitions and I need to
yeah,
do this for projects. um so you kind of adapt a little bit maybe your art to whatever you need to do,
yeah,
because you need exposure. That's your job now, so you need to do that for exposure. And
yeah.
for me it's curious, it's like super nice to refreshing hearing from a person that he does that because he wants to do it, and that's it. Like there is no aim there. I have my
Yeah,
own life. I'm painting for the fun of it because I
yeah,
love it. It's more like
yeah.
becoming a kid again and just like
Yes, indeed.
literally just
100%.
painting and have fun,
Yeah,
which sometimes you miss it when like you just get lost when you become a professional artist.
yeah,
And it's really refreshing. It's nice hearing
yeah,
from somebody that does that just for the fun of it.
yeah.
Yeah,
For example, I don't do any commissions, like
I
totally
see.
not. So I get, of course, and at the beginning I got some requests from friends, from
Mm,
family, from relatives, and I said no because this would, this wouldn't be fun anymore.
mm.
This is my thing, and this is I don't, I paint everybody for free who I want to paint. I don't. It's not about money. It's just for, I want to have, it's my happy
Amazing,
place.
amazing. No, I love that. I love that. I wish yeah. I mean, I still obviously I still do love it and I do it, but there is always a name of yeah, and it's a job now.
It's
So
a
it's
job.
there is
Yeah,
the side of I need to do this because it's gonna bring me exposure, and then
yeah,
I might sell stuff and I might get
yeah,
some commissions. So
yeah.
it's always there's always something like in your mind about that. But yeah, it's super nice to hear from somebody like you that he does it for the love, which
Well,
at the end of the day, it's yeah, that's the core of being an artist. That's when you need to do this because you love it. Like there is
yep.
no other thing. There is nothing else.
Well, I admire real artists. I really do. I
Mm,
admire people who have this as their job and passion. I admire all artists. I studied at the University School of Arts. I do know
mm,
a few artists from back then, and they are real artists. They are
mm,
inventing some. They are brave. They're exploring the things. They want to express something. This is not my. This is in my case. It's not. I just want to do a copy of a photo.
mm.
There is really nothing. There's nothing in it. Just I'm for the likeness. This is the
Yeah.
plain just having fun. 16-year-old me.
Yeah.
Nothing deeper meaning into it. It really is not.
Amazing, amazing. And I, with that in mind, I always ask at the end, through the
Mm.
end of the podcast, an advice, a little suggestion to young artists, to
Yeah.
or just that younger, just artists in general, something that you want to say to artists, and maybe a reminder or something that you would like to share about,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yes, a suggestion and
I
advice.
do have. I do have one.
Okay,
I do
amazing.
have one. Paint as much as you can. Don't care about the result, because because the process should be the fun part and
Hmm.
not the result. Because if it was about the result, I would have stopped already, because I'm never too happy with it. But the process keeps me going.
It's so true. It's so true because once, if you think about it, so
Yeah.
simple. Once you get to the result, doing the result, it's easy, like it becomes an automatic thing, and you'll be able to reproduce as many as you can with that kind of style or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But the whole, like the hell before to get to that process, to get to the result, that's when you have fun, that's when you explore, that's when you have you try different things, and you maybe try this. So yeah, the process is so much fun. I agree so much. It's so much fun.
And I don't want to lose this. Yeah.
I'm in the middle of developing like a new way of painting with oil. That's new for me, and it's so much fun trying things out, and most of it there are mistakes, most of it whatever, but it's sort of like refreshing. It's so just release all of it on a canvas, on the paper. I completely agree.
Yeah, the funny thing is that I kind of think that style, your own style, happens by accident. I'm not trying to develop a style. I'm just painting, but somehow I can recognize my stuff, and I don't know why, because the reference photo is the only thing to compare it with. But I think style just happens. So
it becomes automatically your personality on the canvas. Yeah, it's true. It's all through the process. Without any intention, because if you force it, it doesn't come out. It doesn't come out properly. Andreas, that was so fun. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You were amazing. I know you were a little bit nervous, but it was an amazing episode. Thank you so much, Andreas.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.